Afternoon, folks. Brian here, Geomagnetic Earth Watch on Tuesday, April 16, 2024. Hope you're all well. So we have some space weather coming in, folks. Nothing too major. We have a number of lower level M-class flares that have been popping off. We're going to go through the numbers, which are going to change. This is why I don't place too much credibility on this. The timing will depend on the space weather environment, and I will explain in a minute, but let's just run this through. Green circle is planet Earth, yellow, sun. You'll see a couple of coronal mass ejections leaving. The first one will just barely miss us. Another one coming up to it, and they'll arrive at about the same time. Plasma density in the middle, moderate. Solar wind speeds not being high, not overly high. Let's go through the timing. These timings are always plus or minus 6 hours. I don't like to start right here. I like to start halfway up the climb. So I will consider the start of this geomagnetic storm to be on the 17th at 2200 hours UTC. So depending on where you are in the planet, you have to figure out how many hours to minus from that. I'm on the west coast of North America, so I minus 8 hours. So for me, the arrival will be 2 p.m. in the afternoon tomorrow. The peak will be on tomorrow at midnight. Which will be about 4 in the afternoon tomorrow. And we'll finish off at around on the 18th, about noonish, or 030400 hours. Now, I'll show you why this might change. So I haven't heard anybody else talk about this. Not that I've been watching all that much. So our CMEs are left from this region here, northeast corner. However, we have a coronal hole opening here, which is now just beginning to be Earth-facing. So when you have a coronal hole opening, this releases the faster solar winds. So the timing is almost perfect. The coronal mass ejections have already left. It'll get caught up in the faster solar wind stream. Otherwise, giving it a kick in the butt, and therefore our solar storms could arrive sooner. Let's go to the day side of impact. Alrighty then, so our day side impact is going to be in the Hawaii region, Pacific Ocean, and it's going to continue working in this direction towards the west in this direction. So it's going to finish off actually over Africa. So it'll finish off in Africa. And again, this could be plus or minus 6 hours. And if it gets caught up in the faster solar winds, the day side could very well be, well, it will be regardless. Indonesia, Philippine regions, Japan. So in fact, tomorrow they're forecasting a G2 moderate geomagnetic storm. We are already at KP5, which is considered a G1 moderate geomagnetic storm, and this would be the solar winds impacting us. I just finished pointing out from that coronal hole opening. All right then. All right, a couple more things to go through. First, there's a reason why we go through the day side, what part of the planet is going to be the day side of impact, because that is the side that receives the brunt of the coronal mass ejection. And so what happens, most of the time, not all of the time, anywhere from 12 to 72 hours following a coronal mass ejection impact, or the highly charged particles being carried with the fast solar winds, such as they are now impacting the planet, alone can present some problems to our planet. I'm going to start off with our planet. Those highly charged energetic particles do penetrate through the Earth's crust, and when they interact with the silica-rich magma, bubble nucleation starts, expands, becomes pressurized, travels up through those mantle plumes I was talking to you about to the underside of the crust, resulting in earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, fires. This is why I like to pinpoint which side of the planet is going to get hit first. Now, last year I went through every single magnitude 7 and above earthquake. We had 24, 17 of which happened within that 12 or 24 to 72 hour period following geomagnetic storms. So this is why we want to watch the day side. It is possible. It doesn't always happen. But there's a 75% chance that after tomorrow, we might have a seismic or a volcanic response somewhere. We'll find out as the hours get a little bit closer. Next, for those who are new, solar storms, keeping it simple, geomagnetic disturbances, instabilities, do affect us humans. So our brains and our heart operate off of electrical as well as chemical impulses. You introduce a highly charged particle, a current, then it's going to alter our behavior and the way we function. So let's start off with us humans. Neurological responses often felt. This is something which we can feel. We can have headaches, migraines, including those who are not predisposed to having headaches and migraines. It could be a frontal lobe tension to a temporal stabbing. It could be cluster headaches, dizziness, vertigo, a feeling of unwell, tinnitus, ringing in the ears, high-pitched sound, visual problems are all common during geomagnetic storms. And so we're going to have it for about 10 to 12 hours. You can also have joint pain, skin irritation, gastrointestinal disturbances, physiological. Before I get into that, fatigue, exhaustion, sleep issues, lethargy. Please watch people with heart conditions, palpitations, arrhythmias, multiple sclerosis, arthritis, flare-ups. Neuropsychological, things that makes us go cuckoo. It does affect us in that way. Mood swings, irritable, argumentative, easily triggered, increased sensitivity. Folks, if you have any stresses in your life, hold on and talking with your wife. I didn't mean to make that rhyme. If you need to talk about things like financial situations and things like that, hold off. Okay, wait till the storm has passed. Okay, You can be easily triggered, argumentative, mood swings, irritable, as I just finished saying. Other issues, anxiety, confusion, worrying, depression, sadness, despair. You can have brain fogging, you just stop working, or you can have racing thoughts, either way. Behavioral changes, outbursts. This is the one that really I have a lot of experience in. Anybody, especially children with mental health issues, autistic spectrum disorder, ADHD, ADD, schizophrenia, OCD, depression, anxiety, and the list goes on, can be amplified periods of psychosis, psychotic behavior, rage. They don't know. Care and understanding is the way you treat them. Increased thoughts, even planning of suicides. Increased admissions to hospitals and psych wards. There can be cognitive deficits, changes. This is your ability to memorize, learn, decision-making, creative thinking, speaking, problem-solving, and reasoning can all be affected. Going back to the neurological, if you're, say you do any high-risk work, I used to do high-risk work all the time, high ladders and stuff like that. And if you find that you are affected with vertigo, dizziness, tinnitus, things like that, don't do any stupid things like climbing tall ladders or do whatever work. Wait. The best thing you can do is recognition and knowledge. Try and plan your day accordingly. Try and plan a day of rest. Yoga, if you do yoga. Go for a walk in the forest. Go for a swim if you can. Read a book. When you know we're going to have an impact. Knowledge is key. Now, there's other things you can do to protect yourself, but I'm not going to talk about that right now because I do not foresee this being a major event. It's not going to cause any cellular outages in the United States only. It's not going to cause any cargo ships to go off course and ship engine fires. That don't happen. Wackos. If anything changes, I'll let you know. So once again, that's depending where you are. Starting tomorrow, if you're on the west coast of North America, that's about 2 p.m. If you're on the east coast, I don't know, you're 4 hours difference. And it's going to last for about 10 to 12 hours. So these graphs, these models, you know, they can change. The other thing to watch out for is how far down south our auroras will light up the sky, if they do. So that's one of two things. And the second is what I just finished telling you about, is how our brains are going to be responding. Please keep in mind, our protective magnetic field, which is supposed to protect us from the harsh solar environment, is weakening, destabilizing substantially. And the only indication that we're going to have on just how weak is how far south the aurora borealis is going to be shining. Okay. I don't think I forgot anything. You know, there's other things. Increased incidence of road rage. Increased incidence of unruly passengers on airlines. Increased incidence of airline mishaps. And so forth. That's it for now.